Okay, hello everyone. We are proud today to introduce a new friend for us, a new friend for the institution, a new friend that we can say he is an inspiration for young people and adult people as well. So I'm happy to introduce you our friend. I will let them to introduce himself better than me, and you are very welcome here, Mr. Well.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me first and
Very
foremost.
welcome.
So my name is William Ellis, 25 years of age. I'm from the United States of America, New York to be in particular. This is my first year playing professional basketball in Morocco, Al Hoceima. It's been a great experience so far, and I'm ready to see how else I can take on this journey.
That's great. I'm happy that you enjoying your experience in Al Hoceima, and we are interested in our institution and our podcast that we made to learn much more about people that speaking a different language or a second language. Is it hard for them to make a communication? Is it useful? Is it easy? We are interested to know such experience so we can make our mission in this appointment on this object to make it much better and professional. Yeah.
Okay, understood.
It was easy for you, to communicate with people in Al Hoceima with English at first.
At first, upon my arrival in Al Hoceima, I actually thought zero people spoke English. So when I was able to, pick a handful of people that spoke English, I was rather surprised. For the people that don't speak English, I'm kind of good at making hand signals and whatnot. So, I still can have somewhat of a little conversation. Hard in a sense of it took me a while to learn different, phrases that people of Al Hoceima say, so I can have an understanding rather than have a conversation. Because if I can understand, then that's half of the battle right there. But it took me a while to get adjusted to, for sure. But I know that was going to be one of the challenges coming here, and I was ready for it.
That's great, and as well as you are a professional basketball player, so I can imagine that it's not, it's pretty difficult for you in the game and with the team to communicate and to make decisions and such thing. Can you tell us about this point much more?
So funny story is my first practice in Al Hoceima, the coach Galal, that's my guy.
Yeah.
He was giving us instructions, and I couldn't understand a word.
Yeah.
And I was in front of the line sometimes, in the front of the drills, but because he was saying directions I couldn't understand, I had to take 3 steps back and wait for people so they can demonstrate for me to what to do. After a couple practices, I started understanding how he would communicate, and not necessarily what was coming out his mouth, but the context clues and the movements he would do. And then that became an image to me. And so every time he says something, I know where to go, I know what to do, how to do it, and things of that nature. But before games, the coach actually has a nice speech he says, but I can't understand it.
Yeah.
So there's another guy in the committee. He would translate for me.
A good translator,
yes.
Or
good translator. I could understand.
That's great.
Little English, a lot of English. I'm good. Just tell me a little bit, and I could go off of it. But he was translating for me. But sometimes he wouldn't be there in the practices. But there are people on the team that speak a little English, so wasn't a crazy adjustment.
Did you notice that young people or students can speak much more English in Al Hoceima or in Morocco? Is there a specific age for people that can speak a different language?
It's a mix, actually, because I met 18-year-olds that speak English. Yesterday I was with a 12-year-old. He was speaking English. Me and him was having a conversation. and then there are people who are 30 and 40 around those ages that can speak English as well. So it varies. You understand?
So I can imagine your feeling when someone speak with a language that you can understand. Yeah.
It's a relief.
Yeah. Yeah.
You understand? But
yeah, I know that you have experience with Spanish,
Yes.
and French.
Mhm.
Can you tell us more about the experience to having a new language for you?
So in high school, we were obligated to learn the language outside of English, and that was Spanish, of course, for me. We had to attend Spanish every single day for about 3-4 years.
What specific class? Well,
Spanish.
in which class? In high school or?
Oh, high school. This
in
was
hi-
from 7th grade on to 10th grade.
Uh-huh.
7, 8, 9. I know the grade system is a little different over here.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah.
So about 4 years in high school in a row, we had to take a language class.
You take Spanish for 4 years
Mhm.
in high school.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes.
So I can consider that you are a good Spanish speaker.
Oh, don't consider that. I know how to understand and convey a little bit. I can have a conversation if I need to, if I'm stuck, if I'm lost. If the person speaks absolutely zero English, I can, speak a little bit of Spanish. So that was something we were obligated to do for 4 years. So it stuck with me. No matter how long I go without using Spanish, as soon as I hear it, I can understand, I can convey a little bit, things of that nature.
I think it's common in America to have Spanish as a second language.
For sure. There's a lot of, Spanish people in America. America is a place of a whole bunch of cultures, melting pot, everybody in one. So everybody interacts with each other, different cultures, religions. So,
That's right.
yeah.
Is it a question of the beauty of the language itself, or a question of the majority of people that using that language?
It's beautiful in all aspects. Why I say that is because if someone's speaking Spanish, no English, the person that speaks English is going to try to understand the person that's speaking Spanish as much as possible. Person might even go home and try to study a little bit of Spanish, so the next time they see that person, they're more prepared in that aspect. And the thing about us is we always just try to learn, and America is just growing with different cultures, and we just try to be one. Everybody knows a little bit of music from this culture, from this language. It's beautiful.
Yeah, you know what? Well, it's kind of weird for me because in El Husseima, for example, you can find too much people speaking Spanish, and they don't go even to school. Old people that just using old radios, and watching football teams playing with Spanish, subtitles and such thing. That makes a lot of people in El Husseima speaking Spanish. I don't know if it was helpful for you to use Spanish to communicate in El Husseima, but yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Some cases I did actually have to use Spanish. For an example, when I had to get in a taxi one time, he spoke no Spanish. I couldn't get through him with sign language. Yeah. So, the last option was Spanish, and, we made it work. Even the kids, though, like, I asked some of them, did you study English? And they say, no, I watch movies and television and radios. I'm like, wow. So for you to have a conversation with me in English tells a lot. Like, you're smart.
Yeah, it was a good experience. So what is your advice for people that wanna learn a new language and to be in a new society, in a new community? What is your advice? Because I know that you have experience to travel, to have a new experience in different areas. So do you have something to give us as advice?
I actually do. My number one thing would be open. Wherever you are, be open to the culture, be open to the religion, try to learn as much as possible. Do not walk around like this is your world. You understand? Try to understand people as much as possible. Learn. That's the number one thing in this world. We have to learn every day. Wake up wanting to learn new things, learning how this person might react, how to interact with people, anybody. One thing I've done well for a numerous amount of years is no matter if someone's in a high position, low position, little kid, older, elderly person, you know, I'm going to have a conversation with them. You never know what you can learn from anybody. So, you know, when you do that, you're going to start to see, you know, your mind is open. You know, you're just going to start learning from there.
That's great. I'm going to go back to Al Husayma to know more about your experience.
For sure.
I have to know my city, how to react when it have a new visitor that doesn't speak native language. I want to understand much more this point.
Okay.
So can you tell us some funny stories or something that happened with you?
So I live in Morabiaho.
Tell us about the first day in Al Husayma. Yeah.
The first day for me was just eye-opening because, you know, everybody hears about Morocco, and then, you know, upon my arrival, I said, wow, I'm really here. So when I'm in the car on the way back from the airport, I'm just looking. I'm not even saying anything. I'm just looking out the window, looking at the beaches, because, you know, Al Husayma has beautiful beaches.
Yeah.
The view is amazing. So I was just looking. But when I'm walking the streets now, you know, you're getting stares from everybody, like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm greeting everybody. Hello, how you doing? Assalamu alaikum. You know what I mean? Just trying to be a part of the culture and whatnot. But, you know, you definitely get a bit of stares.
And you are tall. People asking, who is this giant man? Who is
exactly. Like, who's this new person? But a funny story, I live in Morabiaho, and there's a store by my house. And I'll go there at nighttime or in the morning and grab some water and some snacks. And I had brought some snacks and water to check out with to pay. And the guy told me how much, but I said, can you tell me the number? You know what I'm saying?
With your fingers.
Yeah, or a calculator, because I'm not from here. And he said, American. So, you know, most people in that case would have been like, gave a little, you know, attitude back or whatever the case may be. But I understand I'm not from here. He's not used to people like me coming over here. So, you know, you try to get to understand him. So the more I kept coming and paying, and he kept saying the prices, and he no longer had to type in the calculator now, it's like, okay, we're growing now. You understand? It's not, American. You know? This
is an evolution.
Exactly. So that's one of the unique things I found about this place and just how to move. You know, I'm just feel like this is your home. I'm living here for 7-8 months, so you can't act like you're just here and you're going back. This is your home. Yeah,
you are very welcome, and I will say that twice. You are consider that you have a family in Husayma.
I appreciate that.
You are very welcome. Husayma is a kind of summer city. It's much beautiful in city. Even too much people come in, but much funnier. Much funnier. The majority of tourists in Husayma coming from Spain. They are Spanish. And some of those coming from Netherlands and maybe German. Maybe this is the cause that we can't find people talking in English, but I think so that English have much better future in Morocco, because the question of language, English or French, it's much we have to answer this question because much people talking about it, because English, it's like make the word connected
100%
in the internet and a different industry. English, it give us this international touch.
Question for you. Do you think English is growing fast in Morocco, Al Husayma?
Too much. I see that in our job, in our work, that people interested much more in English in this few years, 2 years maybe, because this question is official now in Morocco, French or English. I see people going to English because the idea of English language, that English is an international language. Even for programmers, for developers, that you can find much resources with English, academic resources, or for your studying, for your health, for everything. You can find everything with English.
Makes sense. That's
Maybe when you come back after a few years, you're gonna find everyone in Husseima talking English.
And by then, I'll know how to speak French.
I'm gonna take that as a mission for us. Okay.
And my mission is to learn how to speak French by the time I come back here. So now it's both. Now it's an option.
Yeah, tell me about French. Your experience with it.
College now, university, after high school. We had to take a language class. 1 year though, only 1 year. It was, I think, German.
You are the one who choosing the language that you gonna take, or?
So, at first, when the course is open, you can choose. But if you wait too long, obviously people fill in those courses and you're left with nothing or one thing. So if you wait until the last minute to choose a language, you might be stuck with Chinese or something that is crazy. But I was fortunate enough to pick French. It's okay, this might be interesting. So I took on a challenge, but this was a point in my, I want to say, second to last year of college. And like high school, when we took Spanish, we weren't obligated to come to class every single day to study Spanish.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Every single day.
Every single day in high school we were studying Spanish. So now we fast forward to university, it was on a Monday and a Friday or a Tuesday and a Saturday, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't every single day. So I didn't grasp the understanding of French like I did in Spanish.
Yeah.
Understand? And now that I'm looking at it, I should have taken it a little bit more serious. Because obviously here a lot of people speak French.
It works much more in Morocco, yeah.
Exactly. So, you know, my conversations would definitely have been different with people if I, you know, would have grasped the understanding for French. So, you know, but just like how people here learn to speak English through television and movies, I can do the same with French. So that's a challenge I have to look forward to accepting.
So in your career as a professional basketball player, do you consider that having much different languages helping you to encourage your career to be much better in your career?
It's important. Learning languages is definitely important. It helps you connect with more people. Because imagine if you're only speaking English, you know, you can't really have a conversation and talk to. So for instance, if a kid wanted to come to you after a game and ask how you do this and how you do that, you know, you may not be able to, you know, tell him what's going on. But now, you know, you speak multiple languages and you have this person, and you all talking to them, giving them your experience and, you know, just giving them advice. And, you know, kids love that and other people love that, you know, if you can just talk to them and be relatable. So that's definitely important. Now, in terms of language and playing sports, it does help you understand your teammates better. And y'all could just come together as one, because obviously this is a team sport. You know, you need 5 people working as hard at the same time for you to achieve a common goal, which is to win. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? So if everybody's on that same...
Working as a one body.
Exactly. One machine.
One machine.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what is your plans in future? Well, you are our friend, and we are very interested to knowing your plans and to motivating you and to inspire us and inspire our viewers and our followers.
I appreciate that. My goal, you know, I love this game. I love basketball, but I also love the fact of me impacting people of all ages when I'm traveling, when I'm playing basketball. You know, this is my way of expressing myself, basketball. I love it. And I just want to mold and motivate, you know, people of all ages that anything is possible, no matter if they play basketball or not. You understand what I'm saying? Because I feel like in my life I'd have been through enough experiences that I can, you know, kind of teach it. And, you know, the younger generation, because they are the future right now. They say the best lesson is experience. So if I can go place to place, you know, motivating and having an impact on people as well as them having an impact on me,
Yeah.
while still, keeping my basketball up to par and then trying to get to the highest level I can. And I feel like my purpose, that's my purpose.
Where your story with basketball starts?
So I first picked up a basketball and joined a basketball league at the age of 8.
Yeah,
It was my passion. As soon as I picked up the ball, I knew this is what I wanted to do. Throughout high school, I tried to venture off and branch into different sports, but I will always gravitate back to basketball. And then in my later years, I started to take it serious. I said, I'm going to play one sport only. And then from there, I was very focused. I locked in. Everything that I was doing revolved around basketball and getting better and devoting my time into this, that, and the third to seeing improvements. And, we're here today.
That's great. So are you advising people to reach basketball? Do you consider it as a game of inspiration?
Basketball is a beautiful sport because not only do you have to work on your self skills, on your individual skills, but like I said before, it has to be 5 people.
Team skills
at all times. Basketball doesn't only, you don't only gain benefits physically. You gain a lot of skills in the world is communication and teamwork, and all things of that sort. So basketball is not only an activity where you can enhance your physical skills and ability, but also your mental, emotional.
Understood. So let's reverse the questions. What do you know? What do you want to know? About Al Husseima, about us, about people here, about do you have something you didn't understand, or it's kind of something you didn't get it, even if it is a funny thing,
So when I first came here, it was hot. The weather was warm, and then later on in the year, it started to get a little chilly. So I wasn't seeing myself going to the beaches. And
which month did you come in?
I arrived in October 1st. So it was still kind of warm, relatively kind of warm. Just changing weather. And then when it started to get cold, I found myself in the house a little bit. Not going to the beaches, not walking around the city, seeing what it has to offer. So I'm like, what can I do to balance myself? I'm playing basketball. I need a little balance. Let me go to the movie theaters.
Movie what? Cinema, if we don't have cinema,
So I'm walking around the city asking everybody, is there a cinema? Where can I go to watch movies? Some people understand me, but it took me about 10 minutes to find a person that said, yo, bro, we don't have that.
We had a cinema before, but now we don't have a cinema. Is it common in America to use cinema as an entertainment?
For sure. There's a lot of movie theaters. We call it movie theaters, cinema. There's a lot, probably 4 in every city.
So it was hard for you to make an entertainment space for you in Al Husseima?
To be honest, it wasn't difficult. Understand? Because I'm comfortable being within my own space. I like to sit down and gather my thoughts together. So if I'm alone, if I'm not going somewhere and doing activities, it's not hard for me. Understand? Because I can sit down and be about myself and think and just be comfortable in my own space. So that wasn't difficult for me. I'm a guy of simplicity. Al Husseima is probably a good place for me. You understand? There's not a lot going on, but it's beautiful at the same time.
And Al Husseima in winter is a kind of a city of relax, of quiet. A city of quiet. That's great.
Another question I have for you. I've seen a lot of beaches here, but I want to know in particular how much beaches are there in Al Husseima?
There is no specific number because there is too much areas that people can't reach with a car or with walking because the mountains and such things make it difficult to reach. But at the same time, that makes the beaches still much beautiful and clean. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Nobody's there, no garbage.
So it's a pure nature that make it's kind of landforms here in Husima is kind of not simple. So there is a common beaches to reach.
Right.
It's kind of Kimado, and there is too much, but you have to reach Al Husima in summer. To visit each one, you need maybe 2 or 3 months.
At least. At least. That's very important. I like Kamado just because of the rock structure. Like every time I'm on the beach, I look at the rock structure in front of me, and then you can see the years of erosion that took place, and the shape and the form of the rocks. That's just the rocks falling into the water. Then if you go down deep in the section, you see the rocks on a surface level. Is unique to me. It's beautiful.
Can you swim? Do you have swim skills?
Oh yeah, I can swim. It may not be far, but if I were to fall off in a boat, I could float and swim for a little while.
Understood.
Yeah.
So swimming is kind of culture in Husima. It's a shame for a one from Al Husima that can't swim. Yeah, even for women or adult women or young.
Really?
It's kind of a shame, but it's normal for other people.
So, question for you.
Yeah.
In Hosima, are there swimming lessons? Like, do people hold swimming lessons, or that's something that you just learn how to do?
So there is 2 kinds of lessons of swimming in Husima. So when we were young, the dad or the big brother of the family putting you and pushing you in the water.
Just leave you there.
Yeah, this is the first lesson. So learn.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there is no.
The
second lesson, maybe it gives you much more to learn. Hey son, let's do this and this and that. So there is 2 kinds of.
Like I said though, experience is the best teacher. So if you get left out to drown, next time you'll know how to. Swim.
You know why? Because it's kind of question of to be scary. If you won't be scary, so you can swim. I guess,
Understood.
And I hope that you enjoying your experience,
100%.
And you are very welcome.
Appreciate that again, man.
It was a pleasure to meet you, and I hope good luck in your career. I hope to see you in news in big leagues.
Inshallah.
We're gonna encourage you from distance from Al Husayma, and why not if you wanna come back? I believe that our followers and our students are welcoming you. Maybe they will see the video, and next time when we meet you in the street, we're gonna make a much better hello for you, much better than the first hi.
Right.
So do you have a last word to say for our viewers?
My main thing I want to leave you out with is just follow your passion, whatever that may be. Sports, school, just a passion for learning other people. Like just enjoy life. You understand, and just. You are what you make it at the end of the day. That's all I have to.
Can you say something with native language, something that you learn? Yeah.
To leave out what I'm saying, Bislama.
Bislama. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Will, and it was a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Right.